Okay, I'm gonna start recording this. Good. Okay, so everybody, welcome to welcome to this module. This module is about developing listening skills, right? And so I'm glad to be here. My name is Roberto Carlos Flores. And as you could see in the platform, and obviously because you are over here, we are going to meet here in Zoom. You already have the link, and this link is going to be the one that we are going to use all the time. Okay, so get into there. You can save save the link, and just make sure that you have it in a place. I mean, you can put it in your calendar in Google if you want, and this is going to be the link that we are going to use. In the case that I don't know if Mr. Peña is joining, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, so you can know me a little bit better, and then we're going to do the same. We're going to try to get to know each other, even though we are not in an environment that physically we can see each other, but at least we can hear each other. And if you want to participate, remember, over here in Zoom, you have the option at the bottom of the screen. You have the option for the chat, and in the chat, you can write any type of question, right? Obviously, you also have reactions over there. In if you've never, well, I probably you have used Zoom before, right? But over there in at the bottom also, you have reactions. So if you want to be participating, yeah, I can see that some of you are putting the reactions, like the surprise face, or like crying smiling face, or the surprising, or the thumbs up, or the clapping. So, and the celebration too. If you want to participate and you hear something, or probably you want to be more engaged into a decent conversation, you can use the reactions over there. And you have the raise hand button too. That means if you need to make a question, or if you want to say something, you just click in there and the raise hand button, and you will be able to, well, I'm going to see you, obviously, I'm going to see you, and you're going to participate. So this is Zoom. Have you ever used Zoom before, people? I mean, you can put it in the, I mean, I usually do this, I usually ask people to participate in the chat. So have you used Zoom before? Maybe you can write it in the chat, or the thumbs up. Yeah, people say yes, right? I think all the professors are using Zoom, or they are using what's the other one? Google Meet. That's the most common. So everybody, yeah, obviously you are very familiarized with the platform, right? So feel free to use the reactions button. Also, make sure that you keep an adequate and etiquette over here while we are in our classes. We are going to be here 6 Saturdays, right? Yeah, 6 Saturdays, right? So it's gonna be from 2 to 4, approximately. So every time you come, trying to keep your microphone muted. If you want to speak, remember, please let me know, and raise your hand, or you just write something in the chat so I may see it. I'm not going to take attendance because Zoom automatically keeps track of everybody who is joining the conversation. So I'm gonna check my cloud and I'm gonna see who's joined, also the time that you are in the platform. So you are expected to be here. You are expected to be here every single Saturday, right? Every single Saturday you gotta be here. And Mr. Peña, I don't know if as I said, he always joins. He always joins the video conferences, so he may probably show up. So my name is Roberto Carlos. It's not American Space, as you see over there. I work for Unicaes. The name of the university I work is Universidad Católica del Salvador. It is located in Santa Ana. So I have already worked for UNIVO some years. For example, uh, giving for the conferences for that you do every year. I have been there like 3 times, I guess. Also with these modules, I helped Mr. Peña with the modules. So this is the second time that I'm teaching this module. And also I have worked with English for call center. So I also teach that module. So if you're gonna take it, I may probably be with you. I don't know, probably. And so I like San Miguel. You know, the nice thing, well, we usually have these modules on Sundays, right? But Mr. Peña asked me like if there is any possibility, because you asked, some of you had some conversations with him, and you asked him like if we could have it another day. So I said, I mean, it's fine. I'm at home, so some of you are at home too. Probably you may be working or doing some stuff. So let's take advantage of the Saturday. So Sunday is for free. You can get up late. Probably some of you are working, some of you are teaching, because I mean, you're gonna be teachers probably, and so probably you may be busy. So it's good that we have our classes on Saturday. So a little bit about myself. I'm an English teacher, of course. I have been teaching English for around 17, 18 years, something like that, I may say. So I'm working here at Unicaes, Universidad Católica del Salvador. I usually teach different types of classes over here. I teach conversational classes like, basic English, intermediate, advanced English. Also like readings and conversations, phonetics, grammar, didactics, phonetics, educational research, and many other. I mean, so I have been in higher ed for a long time, right? And also as teaching English, like extension courses. So this is for you just to know me a little bit. And Mr. Peña always makes the introduction, but as he's in here, for you, I mean, for you to understand that the person that is talking in front of you is not someone who is improvising, right? Because I'm not improvising. I've been teaching for a long time. Let's say what else? Well, I have taken different type of courses, different places. Like courses, like normal courses, and I'm a teacher's trainer too. I usually work with teachers too. Well, I work for Universidad Católica del Salvador, and I am the coordinator of the English extension program. So I've been a coordinator for around 15 years. And what else about myself? Oh yeah, I told you I'm a teacher's trainer. I have been to different places. I've been to Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Colombia, Costa Rica, Argentina, to different places, you know, working with teachers. So that's pretty nice. Also, I got my master's in the United States. So I got a scholarship called Fulbright. I don't know if you've ever heard about Fulbright. So Fulbright is a scholarship that the Department of State grants, and I got my Fulbright LASPAO. So it is special for teachers. So I got my master's in the United States. My master's is in instructional design and technology. So my area of expertise is how to use technology to teach. So for instruction, so that's my area of expertise. So over there at Unicais, I'm coordinating the English extension program, and I also work for the um, virtual environments or something like that. So, and I like to anytime that Mr. Peña calls me to work with you, and people in San Miguel, I'm also very happy. My girlfriend is from San Miguel. Obviously, she's not living in San Miguel right now. She's living in San Salvador, so she's from San Miguel. And you know, we always have this conversation about how different San Miguel is from Santa Ana. And you know, like little words like eating pupusas with how do you eat the pupusas? ¿Cómo es que comen las pupusas eh, con salsita negra? And we don't eat it. Curtido de mayonesa. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Arlie. Con curtido de mayonesa. So we always had this conversation, you know, like in salsita negra. That's something that we don't do here in Santa Ana. And we also have this conversation about Aguila and Faz. So so for tomorrow, my complete support to Aguila. I hope Aguila may win. I really hate people from Alianza. So so all my support from people in San Miguel tomorrow. Yes. So I really like San Miguel. I have some relatives in San Miguel and Usulután. I find people in San Miguel, you know, very nice, very kind. And I really like to work with people at UNIVO. So anytime that Mr. Peña calls me, you know, I'm very glad and happy that I can have some time with you all. Obviously, this is quite different. It's not what we are used to. So thank you so much for doing this big sacrifice of being here, joining the class. In a couple of minutes, I'm gonna give you my email so you can have it. If there is any problem for you to join our class, it's okay that you text me so I can keep track of the attendance. I think we are 26 people in the group, and we only have 20 right now. So I hope that the other 6 are doing good and probably not having any type of issue. And also, if you have any problem or any question about attending, you know, technical difficulties, or probably you're going through any type of problem, you know, health problem or something like that, just please let me know and send me an email. Obviously, if you are sick, I will appreciate that you send me a medical prescription from the doctor, so I can present it to Mr. Peña, right? Because I need to tell him, you know, everything that is happening in the class. So you need to write reports too on how you're doing. So if you have any type of inconvenience, please let me know. Hit me with an email, and everything's gonna be fine. Okay, just a little bit about you. Obviously, we cannot speak everybody at the same time. So to start with, like breaking the ice a little bit, I would like you to put in the chat where you are, because I know at Univo people from different places in Oriente join. So I would like you to tell me in the chat where you're from. Okay, I'm gonna read you right now, so I can have an idea of the type of students that I have. So you can write it in the chat after curtido de mayonesa that Arlie wrote. I would like to see where you are from, or where you are right now, in which city. I know people from Usulután. Okay, so Arlie is from San Miguel. Richard is from Santa Rosa de Lima. Jessica is from La Unión. That's pretty nice. Anaíri is from Chinameca. Jordan from Estanzuelas, Usulután. Nancy. Oh, Tatiana is from Sesori. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I know Sesori. Nancy is from Yamabal. Judith from Moncagua. Fatima Anamoros. Yeah, I know Anamoros too. Lisette is from Morazán. Lydia and Maria are from Chinameca. That's very far, right? Brenda is from San Jorge. San Jorge is in San Miguel too, Brenda. I don't really know. Roxana La Unión, San Alejo, and Darlene is from San Simón, Morazán. So San Jorge, I think is in San Jorge is in San Miguel, right? No, or not. Edwin is from Conchagua too. That's nice. People from different parts. Yeah, it's in San Miguel, right? Yeah, that's pretty nice. So, we have a lot of people from La Unión, San Miguel. Anyone from from Usulután, Estanzuelas, right? Jordan said it's from Estanzuelas. That's pretty nice. And well, that's good. So I am from Santa Ana. I'm the only one from Santa Ana, and I live in Santa Ana downtown. Not downtown, but in the city of Santa Ana, and I'm really happy. So let's get to know you a little bit better, because like part of listening is also developing speaking skills. So before I forget, and I talked to Mr. Peña about it, because normally is you have normally these courses are to be developed in 4 hours, right? So normally, just for you to schedule the activities, normally we're going to be here 2 hours only, right? 2 hours. So in these 2 hours, what we're going to do, I'm going to share with you some strategies, techniques. We're going to talk about difficulties in developing listening. Also, we're going to talk about the TOEFL test and the structure of the TOEFL test, so you may be more acquainted about how the test goes, how the test works, the different parts of the test. So we're going to work with the TOEFL in a couple of weeks too. But the first weeks are basically more about talking about strategies, for example, like homophones, like identifying sounds, and etc. But today is more about getting to know each other. And today, what we are going to do, we're going to have like a practice, a listening for the TOEFL test. So today, my recommendation, if you are using your headphone, try to, if you're using your phone, your tablet, iPad, or computer, my suggestion is that you can have your headphones with you to avoid having any type of interruption. So my suggestion for all the classes is, first, get your headphones for having better clarity when listening. And also, your connection has to be properly, it has to be working correctly. Obviously, this practice is not evaluated, so don't worry about that. Also, you need to get a paper and a pencil, or pen if you feel more comfortable with pen, but my recommendation is always pencil, because we're going to develop different types of exercises, right? And today, well, but you may say, like, teacher, but we are using a computer. No, but like today, like the test that we are going to have, the practice test, has around 50 difficulties, right? And you are going to listen, and you cannot be listening and working in Moodle at the same time, because you know that's really painful, and probably your internet may not allow it. So that's why uh, when we get to be in the time for the test, uh, you are going to you are going to you're going to write down the answers in a piece of paper. Got it? And then after the class, well, not after the class, and let's say and on tomorrow, on for tomorrow, you're going to go to the platform and you're going to check your answers, right? You're going to check your answers. So you're going to have a space in Moodle where you're going to find and you're going to select the correct answers. So that's going to be my suggestion. That's going to be the last 30 minutes of the class today, like in 1 hour, and we're going to do that. Okay, good. We're going to do something. We're going to do something today. Ba-da-dum. I'm doing something really quickly right now. Mm-hmm. Good. 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 Let's see. Let me see. I'm going to do something over here. Just give me 1 second. I'm setting something over here. Okay. Okay, people. Let's see. One here, one over here, one over here, and one over here. Good. Right now, what I'm going to do, guys, is you are going to be assigned to some rooms, to some special rooms, and we're going to have a couple of we're going to have some conversations. Let's say, remember, as I said, listening and speaking go together. And what I would like you to do, you're going to be in groups of, there will be groups of 3 and groups of 4. Well, one group of 3 and one group of 4. And what I would like you to do is, well, if you want to turn on your camera, it's fine. So your classmates can see it and they can say hello to you if they haven't seen you in ages. So you're going to have some conversations, right? First of all, some questions. So questions like about what they have done recently. You can ask your classmates how your Christmas went. Yeah, you can ask some Christmas experiences and memories, how Christmas went. So how the new year is going for them. Good. So you can talk about that, talking in present. You can ask them what they are doing. They working? Are they resting? Things like those. And that, so you're going to talk about past, present, and also you're going to talk about future, because as far as I know, this year is for your modulos, right? Your graduation modules. So for future questions, you're going to ask your classmates what they are expecting to do after graduating, or what they would like to do after graduating. Got it? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about past, present, and future in the breakout rooms. The first one about past, how Christmas went, how the holidays went, and etc. How the new year is going. So question number 2 related to that: how's the new year going? What they are doing? How's the family? If you know them, you can talk about their family, etc. And the third one about the expectations about finishing your major, what you want to do. Okay, how 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 are you going to choose the person, uh, how are you going to choose the person who's going first or who's taking turns to speak? Well, do it alphabetically, right? For example, if we have a person whose name is Abigail and the other one is Jessica, who is going to start? Oh, Abigail, because you know it starts with A. Got it? So we're going to do that. We're going to have 5 minutes to do that, to have these conversations. Well, 5 minutes is a little. It's not too much. Let's have 7 minutes. Okay. So you're going to have, so we're going to go over this. You ready? So we are going to go right now. Hey, Tatiana, you're going to go to number 3. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the main room.
Hi.
Hi again. We're going to go over breakout rooms once in a while, so you can have some conversations with your classmates. So don't worry if you were not able to finish. So we're still waiting for some other people to join. We were 20. And they are little by little talking. I mean, coming back. So you don't have to do anything. I mean, you automatically go to the breakout rooms, which is pretty nice. It's pretty, that's what I like Zoom. Because you can do all these type of things. Obviously, it's because of the account that I'm using. I'm using the account from the university, and they pay for that. So that's what I can do that. You can go to the breakout rooms. So so how I want to hear some of you giving me feedback, because I wasn't able to go to the breakout rooms. So someone that would like to participate that raises his or her hand that can tell me a little bit about what he or she heard in the conversations that you had. Somebody?
Sure, I can share if you allow me.
Okay, sure, go, Jordan.
So in our group, we were talking about what we did on Christmas. So basically, everyone was gathered with their family and spent time with them. For example, I cooked a lot of food with my family, and I think the rest of my classmates that were in the group did the same. Uh, we were also talk about our plans for the near future, and I
Mm-hmm.
think most of us want to graduate, get a job, and one of my classmates said that she really wants to improve her skills in English. So
Okay, very good. Thanks for sharing, Jordan. Very good. Thanks, Jordan. Yep, that's pretty nice. So Jordan said that he cooked a lot. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. So that's good. It's good. You know that it's good the boy knows how to cook. Men have to cook too, not only women. I mean, we can cook too. Any lady, any young lady that would like to add something else about what the conversations they had in the small groups?
If I can say something, in our small group, we talked about our holidays mostly and
Mm-hmm.
how different were these holidays because some of our family members were not in the table, because of COVID.
Okay.
So we talked about how thankful we are now for the things that we have. And yeah, to just live with this, and even though it was a hard time, we are looking forward for things to be better this year. So that was mostly our conversation in our group.
Okay, that was a very deep conversation, Arlie.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, as you said, this last Christmas was very different. Like people were missing on the table, probably because they are not on Earth, or probably because they wanted to stay home, be safer. So it's good. It's good. It's good that you take time to reflect, and also you practice your language, right? Someone else that would like to add any other comment? Nope. Okay, good. We're going to go back to the breakout rooms in a couple of minutes. We're going to do another activity, but first, I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna share with you my screen. Let me see my screen. Oh yeah, this one. I'm gonna share with you my screen. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. Good. Well, I don't know what you are looking at right now. Don't know what are you looking at right now, people?
It says módulo uno, comprensión auditiva.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is not the screen. That's I was working on the. Okay. So right now you see. Okay, right now you see the screen with my name, right? Okay, this. So are you watching the screen that says developing listening skill?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Yes, thanks for giving me feedback. The thing is that my computer is a Mac, and I always have problems, you know, like to see what I'm showing. So this is the name of the module, developing listening skills, and we are going to do different types of things in this module. Um, Obviously, that's my name. Is Master's in Education, Roberto Carlos Flores. That I mean, the title is fancy, but you know, and that's my email account. So if you wanna email me, feel free to do it. That's roberto.flores at católica.edu.sv. So if you wanna ask me about things, where to get links, or you have problems to join the class any day, um, so you can text me, you can email me over there. Obviously, it's not only things related to the class. So I'm really grateful that when I finish a course, students keep on sending me emails, which is pretty nice. If you find me on Facebook, you can add me too. There is no problem for me. I think that you may find me like Roberto Carlos Garcia. That's how you find me in Moodle. In Moodle, I'm just messing up with the names on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook like that, Roberto Carlos Garcia. So you wanna add me as a friend? That's fine. You can students usually ask me things, you know, like they are looking for material to teach, or they are asking me for activities. They ask me like, hey teacher, you know, can you please help me with, I don't know, some websites, some tools, some applications to teach grammar, for example. So I will be glad to help. So you can email me, there's no problem. And we are going to be talking about the evaluations for this module. And you already have over there, we have a 10% of homework assignments. The homework assignments are going to be handed in the platform in Moodle. There will be some homework assignments that you need to take screenshots. May probably give you some websites where you need to practice your listening skill, and I may ask you to take a screenshot and submit the homework assignment. I mean, submit the picture or the pictures of the exercises in the platform. So basically that would be the homework assignments. And there will be some, and basically there will be many homework assignments that you need to do. And most of them is about practicing listening, right? Then we are having a 15% evaluation, which is an online test. The online test is going to be in a specific day. I don't know yet, but it is going to be before the final Saturday, before the last. So that would be after week 5. So there will be a specific date where you're going to take a quiz, a test. The test is about the theory of the TOEFL test. Okay, the theory of the TOEFL test, because I'm going to show you some things, or about strategies. For example, like one may be a good strategy for learning vocabulary in developing the listening test, and so on. So it's going to be an online test. It would be on the platform at Campus UNIVO. Then we're going to have a 25% audio project. The audio project is in groups. So we're going to be like around 26, 20 something people. So it's going to be in groups of 4 or in trios. The audio project is that I'm going to show you how to create listening quizzes. You may be wondering, but teacher, I mean, why are you going to do that? I mean, what is the purpose of doing this? Well, the audio project, first, you're going to be familiarized on creating a test and be familiarized with the structure of the TOEFL test, right? Because I'm going to show you how the test is made up. And you are going to create similar exercises. I'm going to show you how to create similar exercises using Google Forms, and you are going to record yourselves for the audio project. Obviously, for the audio project, I'm going to share with you a rubric in which you are going to see the criteria in which you will be evaluated. For example, use of technology, pronunciation, vocabulary, intonation, etc. With the audio project, you are going to create your audio, and we are going to have a space in the platform as a forum, and everybody is going to post the links for their audio projects over there. And besides creating your own material, we are going to have a place where everybody can have access for more listening exercises. Got it? So as a group, you're going to work on that. You're going to share with me the link. I'm going to give you feedback, and you are going to put the links in the platform as a forum. Everybody's going to have access for the forum. Everybody can take the listening exercises, the ones that you can create. And then we're going to have the listening test. The listening test is going to be quite similar to the test that we are going to have today. But the listening test is going to be entirely developed in Campus UNIVO. I'm going to upload the audios, and you are going to be taking the test as you are taking the TOEFL test. Got it? So that's going to be the listening test. That's going to be on the last day of classes in week number 6. The audio project also has to be submitted on the week 6th. And you're going to make it through the platform. That's how you're going to do it. And the listening test, you're going to take it in Campus UNIVO too. Okay, good. Any question about these people? You can just open your microphone if you have a question, because I don't see the chat right now. No questions about the evaluations?
All clear.
Everything's clear. Okay, there is a question over here. For me, it's clear, it says Ricardo. Good. Very good.
Mister,
Yes, tell me.
are you going to create the trios or the group, or are we going to be allowed to choose the people that we want to work with?
Okay, good question. Very nice question. No, in this case, for the project, you are going to create the groups. I'm not going to assign the groups because you know who you work better with. Okay, so you are going to create the groups. Obviously, for the group, for the project, I'm gonna keep track of what you are doing. I'm gonna keep track of what you are doing, and you're going to send me a draft. Okay, the draft, you are going to do the draft and you're going to do it in a Google Drive document, in a Word document, and you're gonna share with me that link, and one week before, and that's gonna be part of homework assignments to send me the draft. And you're gonna send me the draft for me to see, to give you feedback, to tell you, you should add more content, or the vocabulary, because the audio project, you are going to create it, right? I'm gonna show you, for example, the different parts for the TOEFL test, the different sections, and for example, there are conversations that have 2 or 3 people, right? So you can be talking at the same time. You can be talking at the same time. Some of you may be wondering, but teacher, how are we going to do it? Because, we are very far and we don't see each other, and etc. So at the end, I'm gonna show you a couple of tools where you can create audios, or you can join audios, and and yeah, I'm gonna share with you how to work collaboratively in creating listenings. Okay, because everybody has to participate in the audio project. Everybody has to speak, for example. So that's why be wise in choosing who you are working with. So those with nice pronunciation are gonna be very solicitados, Say, can I be with you? You have a nice accent. So, uh, and also for those that probably can have some problems in pronunciation, this can be an opportunity also to practice, to try your best, and be more careful with your pronunciation, etc., and your fluency, and vocabulary, etc. So for the draft, you're going to send me the conversations that you have created. Obviously, it's not any type of conversation, right? I'm going to show you the topics, for example, that are seen, that you can see in this type of conversations. It's not like, for example, what's up? What did you do yesterday? I mean, no, those are not the types of conversations that we have for the TOEFL test. Those are more academic, right? Or they are more like into the office, into professional areas. Got it? And that's it. Or things about making you think. So especially the conversation sections. Good, very nice. Any other question? No more questions. Good. Right. Now, we are going to go, and we're going to go to the breakout rooms again, just to have a more conversation with your friends. And these are the 3 questions that we are going to focus right now. First one, what is the hardest skill in English? Remember, we have the 4 macro skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing, right? So which one is the hardest? So you can tell me at the end, everybody has to participate, same groups. And you say, what is the hardest for you? And then you say, for me, the hardest one is speaking. And then you tell the group why you think it's speaking, right? Now, then we're going to go specifically for listening skill. What are some problems you have for practicing the listening skill? Or which problems you encounter to develop this skill? That's the second one. So the first one is which skill is harder. The second one is the problems you have for listening. And number 3 is what you do to practice your listening skill. Got it? We are going to go to the breakout rooms again. Same people, same group. We are going to do the same 7 minutes. We're going to do in 7 minutes, not in 5. And you are going to be sent to the breakout rooms right now. You want Arlene?
I think I click on mistake.
Okay,
Leave the meeting.
let me move you.
I can go back. There's a button here that says go join
Okay,
breakout
okay,
room.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, perfect,
sorry.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome again. Okay, people are coming back smoothly. Uh, remember that what just this message. Uh, remember that within the groups, try to participate. Also, be respectful with the time. We're gonna try to do small breakout rooms for you to participate, and also to be more active. You know, it's not only me, and but you can also have some time to remember. You know how listening to someone is. And obviously, one of the challenges right now, and besides like not being able to be freely and outside, is that we do not speak too much with people, right? And we don't do it in Spanish, and now in English is worst. So I'm gonna share with you the screen that we were looking, this one. And uh, someone that would like to share some opinions. Let's say someone that may raise his or her hand and give me some feedback about what the people said in the groups. A volunteer.
I can participate if you want.
Sure. Go, Jordan.
For example, in my group, we were talking about the hard skill, and for all of us was reading because in the reading section we have to be aware that we need to have skills and strategies in order for us not to get confused with some tricky questions.
Yep.
Um, we were talking about the problems that we have when we practice the listening skill,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about having problem with the pronunciation or the accent. We were talking about lack of vocabulary and stuff like that. That is a problem for us when practicing the listening skill. And finally, when we were talking about how we practice our listening skills, actually everyone agreed that by listening music or watching TV series, and also listen to several types of accents. For example, American, British, Irish,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay, very good. Very good. Thanks for sharing, Jordan. Someone else? Very good. Good points of view about people saying that reading. Eh, so particularly, what do you think reading is the most difficult? You didn't say that, Jordan. What did people say in the group?
Oh, yes, I was telling you that within the reading section is the most difficult because you need a lot of strategies and skills. For
Yes.
example, you need to know so many synonyms because words are very important in that section.
Yeah.
We also were discussing about tricky questions. The point of that question is to make you feel confused.
Yeah.
So for
Yes.
that reason, you need to have skills and strategy before
Okay.
you take the reading section.
Okay, good. So Ricardo, you raise your hand. Tell me.
Well, in the case of our group, um, there were many points of view. There were like two ladies that said that the writing skill was the most difficult for them because the punctuation, the grammar, and that kind of stuff that make for her a little bit difficult with
Okay.
that skill.
Okay.
And I also think that listening skill can be like a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
In order, as you know, you talk to people that live in the United States, they are like us. It's like in our idiom. We have slangs, we have contracts, and we have, contractions. We have
Mm-hmm.
idioms. So when you're talking, to a person that is a native, he's like used to use that kind of words, and maybe when you're trying to understand what is he or she talking about, you may get confused in order to he can be using a slang or being sarcastic, and you're trying to translate or understand the word literally, and that could be like like difficult for us the listeners. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Very nice. So, so, um, so what do people do? What were some activities that people do in your group to practice listening, like specific
Well,
ones?
in our groups, most of the people said that listen to music and
Okay.
watch movies and series uh, in English using subtitles, and in some cases not even using subtitles, in order to understand the words, in order to understand the meaning of the word, in order to acquire new vocabulary, and that's what basically they do.
Okay. Perfect. Very good. So I was just trying to do something over here, but I couldn't. Um, I was trying to make a poll. Okay, that's very good. So most of the people practice listening uh, by uh, by listening to music, right? So music is really powerful. And okay, that was pretty nice. Now, so what I'm gonna tell you right now. It's something that I mention, that I usually mention when I'm giving training, because these three slides are the ones that I usually take and related for listening, related to listening. And why is listening and speaking at the same time difficult to L2 learners? What some of you mentioned during your conversation uh, is here. For example, the rate of processing and listening specifically, the students and the people have problems when they are understanding, trying to understand something, because there is no time to process the information, right? So when I'm talking about rate of processing is when someone is talking to you, you need to understand, right? And oh, you need to identify the words, the vocabulary, and everything. And that causes a lot of problems because, like, in order to have conversation, you need to be fast. So the processing is, it comes here and then it goes to your head, and then your brain is trying to process the information. On the other hand, for example, with writing, I'm sorry, in reading, you have more time, right? You see something written on paper, and then uh, you can take a look at it, and then you say, like, what does this word mean? So you take your time, you put the text aside, you go to Google Translator, and you check for the meaning of the word. Of it, for listening, that's the complicated part, because you're not going to tell the people, sorry, eh, what is the meaning of that word? I didn't understand it. I mean, we don't say that. I mean, at the end, probably we may say something kind of related. So we're like, but at the end, like giving feedback. But the rate of processing is like, no, 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 no. Okay, I didn't get this word. And what happens is, like, when you say I didn't get this word, so then is when you become when you get blocked, right? And then you are still thinking about what you heard, and you don't listen, you don't continue listening, right? So the rate of processing is like that. So it is a one-off channel too, because there is just one way to listen, and that's through the airwaves. And it's only once, and it comes only once in real conversations, right? You heard only once. You can ask the people, you can ask people to repeat, right? But that is not something that we want. So it only comes once. Obviously, if you are playing a song, you can replay it and listen and etc. But normally when you are in a conversation, it only happens once. Accent variation, as some of you mentioned, there are people from different parts of the world, and we're going to go over that in our class too. You may have people from India, people from Saudi Arabia, people from Europe, people even from Latin America. They even have different accents. I don't know if you have heard people from Spain talking in English. That is so poor. People from Spain and from Argentina too. They say the words in English as they see it. I have a friend from Argentina, and once she told me, I mean, we were talking about heroes, and she told me that that her favorite hero is Spider-Man. Spider-Man. And when she told me that Spider-Man is her hero, I was like, which one is that? Spider-Man. And then I got to know that she was talking about Spider-Man. And even like people from Latin America, like their accent is completely different. That's, I always say it. People like people from Saudi Arabia and from India, that variation is so different. Also, another problem when listening is the physical environment. Obviously, when you are in a classroom, well, you may not be problems to listen. But in real life, you are in a bus stop, you go to the United States, you are in the train, or you are walking, I don't know, in a park. You hear the cars, the horn of the cars, like people screaming, people yelling, construction, and that was a problem. That's a big problem. So the physical environment, and there is also anxiety. And that usually happens to me a lot when I was in the United States. Yeah, from Spain. uh, yeah, you say yes, I can relate. People from France, from Spain. Yeah, I mean, people from different parts of the world, from different parts of the world. And yeah, I was checking the chat. So people are so different. And I was talking about anxiety before going to the other one. I was talking about anxiety. I remember, I remember when I went to the United States and I was there for the first time. Um, I went to a grocery store, and when I went to the grocery store, and I bought all my things, and the only experience that I have had in my life going to the supermarket or the grocery store is over here, in Super Selectos or La Despensa de Don Juan. And you already know the process, right? You get close to the counter, you put all the objects, and the lady starts, like passing the products through the barcode and everything. And she starts taking, like the things and put them into the plastic bag. So I remember when I was over there, the first thing that I went to buy some you know basic things, like bread or jelly. I remember I bought um, some slices of bread and something to eat, because I didn't have anything in my fridge. So there were not many things. So when I got into the counter and I put all the things, because first I observed, because I was so nervous, like, oh, my first experience in the United States, and I'm buying my own food, right? I checked. So then, I had cash, and I knew, I mean, I put all the things, and she asked me debit or cash. So, and I gave her the cash. And then after that, she didn't put my things in any bag. So that was pretty weird. But I was so nervous and anxious. And she was like, in the bag. And I just looked at her, and I don't really know the type of face that I gave her, that she looked at me, and she was like, no, no, no. I mean, this guy probably is from another country. And so she slowly said it. Do you want me to put all your things in plastic or paper bag? That was what she said. But she did it so fast. And because I was so anxious and nervous, I didn't understand. So I said, plastic, please. And she looked at me. And then I said, it's my first day in town. And like, she laughed at me, and she was like, oh, poor little boy. So and then she put on the things, and I went back home. I felt so bad. I mean, honestly, I felt so bad because that was my first experience, and the only thing that she asked me was if I wanted my things in plastic or paper bag, and I just understood she said bag, not even like bag, like we said here, right? Bag. She said like bag. So I mean, when you become anxious, listening is such a serious thing. It's really serious. But how do you become less anxious? Just by practicing, just being there. Something that really helped me too when I was in the United States is to realize that we speak good English. And probably you may say, like, my English is not so good. There's people who speak better English than me, and blah blah blah. But then you go to the United States and you listen to these Asians and people from Africa, people from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia. And when you listen to them and their poor English, you said, what I learned is just great. English in El Salvador is so good. So that's why, and that's something that you did probably, I was wondering one, and I was talking to someone who working in a call center, and I asked this guy, why are so many call centers here in El Salvador? And what he told me is that according to some studies, Salvadorans have good accent. Believe it or not, Salvadorans have good accent, and our accent in English is flat. It's not like Mexicans when they speak in English. I mean, they don't lose, the Mexican accent, and our accent is very flat. So that's why there are many call centers here in El Salvador. First, because that the labor, the wages are cheap, right? People get. I mean, here we say like $800 in a call center. That's great. We're going to talk about that if you join the call center module, uh, and that's true. So our accent is really good. And the biggest problem for listening is that we do not understand. We lack vocabulary, as some of you said. We do not have enough fluency. We do not have enough experience. And that is a huge issue. Okay. So there are two ways of improving listening. One is intensive listening, and the other one is extensive listening. Intensive listening is conscious learning, and extensive is unconscious acquisition. Intensive learning is, for example, what we are doing right now. It's that you are conscious that you are learning. This is according to SLA. SLA means second language acquisition. So conscious learning is, for example, when you said, okay, it's 1:55. Today I have my class with teacher Roberto Carlos about improving listening. That is conscious learning. When you go to a classroom and you know that you're going to learn. On the other hand, extensive listening is that type of listening that occurs, like, for example, when you listen to music. That's why extensive listening seems to be, for some people and the majority, the one that is that works the most. Why? Because it happens unconsciously. When you listen to a song, for example, you don't say, hey, today I'm gonna play Ed Sheeran, and with Ed Sheeran I'm gonna practice the third person singular. I mean, that doesn't happen. Judith Orellana. Are you there, Judith?
Yes, mister?
Okay, so so Judith, do you like Ed Sheeran?
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite song, or what song do you know from Ed Sheeran?
I like the, I don't know what is the name,
Sing
but
it.
uh, dancing in the door with you between my arms. I forgot the name.
Good. She knows how to sing, Judith. You do a lot of karaoke, probably.
I like it.
Ya, you did that. No, teacher, es que no puedo cantar bien, que no sé qué. Y sale con el gran vocerrón. Okay. Dancing in the dark, between my eyes. What is the name of that song? Perfect, right? No?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Ahí hasta la puso ya de fondo, ¿eh?
No, I live near to the church.
Oh, you live near the church. Okay, good. Y ya, después va a ir para el culto, a la iglesia, ¿no?
Yes.
Okay. Nada, que ahí está ya. Okay.
Yes.
So you're already in the church. Okay.
Yes, I'm daughter of the pastor.
Okay, perfect. So this is what we're going to do. So it's perfect, right? So you like perfect. That's the name of the song. I mean, that's the point. Judith said. So what type of vocabulary is in this song, Judith? What does the song say? Judith ya se fue para el culto. Ya nos dejó. Okay, the point is, Judith left. The point is, you are not going to go and you said, hey, I'm going to listen to Perfect from Ed Sheeran, and I'm going to practice adjectives with this song in prepositions, because it says between my arms, and you say, oh, arms. Okay, I'm going to learn the parts of the body and prepositions and adjectives. Obviously, you don't do that. Just go listen to Spotify or YouTube, and then you start singing. So with listening, then you listen, you understand, you get the meaning of the words. If you like something and you say, I don't understand this, so you go to the internet, you like the song so much and you want to sing it loudly with the tip of your tongue, the tip of your lungs, and you learn it. And then you say you listen, and then you practice pronunciation and some other skills, micro skills in speaking. So that is extensive listening, when you acquire the knowledge unconsciously. Most of the time, that's the most efficient. Obviously, there are some persons that work with intensive listening in a different way. Now, this is what we are going to do, because we have 30 minutes left. I would like you, I'm going to ask you right now, can you please write in the chat, are you in a place where you can spend 30 minutes of your life listening? Because that's what I planned, but I was going to ask you if you could do it, because if that doesn't happen, I may put it in the platform. Are you in a place, or you are completely free to develop a listening practice right now? Because I could hear Judith, she was very close to the church, and probably there may be interference. So are you in a place where you can develop a listening test practice for 30 minutes. Can you please write it in the chat? Okay, Jessica says yes, yes. Everybody, almost everybody says yes. Good. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Very good. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute. 1 minute. If you do not have a paper, and go and get a paper and get a pen or a pencil. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to go and get a pen and a pencil. Obviously, people, something that I forgot to tell you is that this session is being recorded, and I'm going to upload it I'm going to upload the link for the session in Campus Univo. Siempre me confundo porque doy clases por otro lado y le llaman diferente. Campus Univo. So over there at Campus Univo, you're going to find this recording, okay? And also the PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to use is going to be over there, okay? So it's gonna be over there. So go and find and get a paper, please. Let me know in the chat if you are ready. Just put ready. Put ready means you are ready. And if you think that you cannot develop this exercise, I'm going to put the link of the YouTube because it's in YouTube. I'm gonna put the link in the YouTube. What I'm saying. I'm going to put the link of this. I'm gonna put the link in Campus Univo. Got it? I'm gonna put it over there. If you have problems, you can go and find it and check it. So we're going to develop the exercise right now. It's like about 30 something minutes, 32 minutes. And please, I would like you to feel relaxed. It's just a practice. Remember, it's just a practice. Don't get too anxious. It's just a practice for you to know how you are doing. Okay, so this is what you're going to see in the test. You are going to see the screenshot. I'm gonna show you the screen for you to see it better. So everybody's ready. Okay, almost everybody is ready. I'm going to mute my microphone and my camera while you are watching and listening to the exercise. Got it? Are you watching the screen, people?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Just let me do something. I didn't do it correctly. Share screen, share sound. I forgot to do this. Okay. Are you watching the screen that says sample listening comprehension test right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to play some short sections, and please let me know how the volume is. Everything is high. So let's listen.
Rogers. Copyright 2011 by Heinley, a part of Cengage Learning.
Did you listen to the lady talking?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
That's pretty good. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to mute my microphone while while this is um, in process. As I said, just put the number, because you're going to see the different options over there, and you're going to see the instructions. For example, it is from 1 to 50 because it is 50 difficulties, just as the test. And make sure that, for example, you say 1 and you put the letter that is correct. So then, as I said, keep track of everything. I'm going to put the link into the platform, so you can probably, if you want to check again the answers for yourself, you want to listen to it again, it's already in the platform. And by Monday, you are going to find a specific like quiz in the platform. So you're going to select the correct option. It's going to be A, B, C, D. So you select that one according to this one. Okay. So that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to leave you with the test, with the instructions for you to be familiarized with the test. And after the 33 minutes, I'm going to come back and we are going to close with the class. Okay. So let's get ready for this.
All rights reserved.
Section 1. Listening Comprehension. Sample Listening Comprehension Test. Find the directions for this test in your textbook and read along with them as they are read to you on the tape. This section tests your ability to comprehend spoken English. It is divided into 3 parts, each with its own directions. You are not permitted to turn the page during the reading of the directions or to take notes at any time.
Part A. Directions. Each item in this part consists of a brief conversation involving 2 speakers. Following each conversation, a third voice will ask a question. You will hear the conversations and questions only once, and they will not be written out. When you have heard each conversation and question, read the 4 answer choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. Here is an example. You will hear,
"Do you think I should leave this chair against the wall or put it somewhere else?"
Over by the window, I'd say.
"What does the woman think the man should do?" You will read, A. Open the window. B. Move the chair. C. Leave the room. D. Take a seat. From the conversation, you find out that the woman thinks the man should put the chair over by the window. The best answer to the question, "What does the woman think the man should do?" is B. Move the chair. You should fill in B on your answer sheet. Now let's begin with the first conversation. Number 1.
"I like your new bicycle, Helen."
Thanks, but it isn't new. I had my old one repainted.
What can be said about Helen's bicycle? Number 2.
Will that be cash, check, or charge?
"I'm going to write a check, but I just realized I left my checkbook in my car. I'll be right back."
What will the man probably do next? Number 3.
I'll never be able to get through all these books on Professor Gray's reading list.
But Mark, not all of them are required.
What does the woman tell Mark? Number 4.
Was there anything you didn't like about the novel?
Only that it was too short.
What does the woman imply about the novel? Number 5.
Should I fill out this form with a pen or a pencil?
What difference does it make?
What does the woman mean? Number 6.
This new computer software is really easy to use.
Isn't it, though?
What does the man mean? Number 7.
You did bring the slide projector, didn't you?
I brought it, but I'm afraid it's out of order.
What is the problem with the slide projector? Number 8.
Your brother called. He wants you to meet him for dinner.
Oh, really? Did he say when?
What does the man want to know? Number 9.
Have you heard from Howard lately?
Funny you should ask. Yesterday, from out of the blue, I got a letter from him.
What does the man say about Howard? Number 10.
If you don't like the studio apartment, I can show you a one-bedroom unit up on the 3rd floor.
All right. This one just doesn't have enough room for me.
How does the man feel about the studio apartment? Number 11.
I think I deserved a higher grade in chemistry class. Does Professor Welch ever change the grades he gives?
Sure, about once a century.
What can be inferred about Professor Welch from this conversation? Number 12.
I wonder how I did on Professor Porter's test.
Oh, she's already posted the grades on her office door.
What does the man say about Professor Porter? Number 13.
I've invited some friends over to watch the game on television. I think I'll go out and get some drinks before they arrive here.
Shouldn't you get some snacks, too?
What does the woman tell the man? Number 14.
I'm going to drop my political science class. It meets too early in the morning for me.
Alan, is that really a good reason to drop the class?
What does the woman imply? Number 15.
I can hardly hear anything from back here. Let's just go home.
Why don't we ask an usher if we can sit closer to the stage?
What does the man suggest? Number 16.
William comes up with some weak excuse or another for just about every mistake he makes, doesn't he?
Wait till you hear his latest.
What do the speakers imply about William? Number 17.
What a beautiful sunset. You should photograph it, Melissa.
If I had some film in my camera, I would.
What does Melissa mean? Number 18.
We should be arriving at the airport in another 10 minutes.
Wait a second. This bus is going to the airport?
What can be inferred about the man? Number 19.
I wonder when the Board of Regents will pick a new dean of students.
Who knows? They're not even scheduled to meet until next month.
What does the woman imply? Number 20.
Are Randy and his friends still going to play cards this evening?
He's setting up the folding card table right now.
What does the woman say about Randy? Number 21.
We should never have listened to Harvey.
If only we'd asked someone else for advice.
What do they mean? Number 22.
All the people in the audience certainly seemed to enjoy the performance.
Well, almost all of them did.
What does the woman mean? Number 23.
How was your room last night?
I slept like a baby, and the rates were quite reasonable.
What are these people probably discussing?
Number 24.
Professor White, a few of us in the back of the room didn't get a copy of your syllabus.
There are 23 names on my class list, so I only brought 23 copies of the syllabus.
What can be inferred from Professor White's remark? Number 25.
We're not far from Mount Pleasant Street. There are some antique stores there that have some wonderful things, and they're fairly cheap.
They have some nice antiques, all right, but I sure wouldn't call them cheap.
What does the man mean? Number 26.
Daniel said that San Diego is a great place to go to a conference.
He should know. He's been there often enough.
What does the man say about Daniel? Number 27.
Have you ever gone for a ride with Charlie?
I sure have. He seems to think he's a race car driver, doesn't he?
What does the woman imply about Charlie? Number 28.
Try a bowl of this soup and see how you like it. It's a new brand.
I'd say it stacks up pretty well against the other kinds.
What does the man mean? Number 29.
Peter is favored to win the tennis match Saturday.
Oh, then that match wasn't canceled after all.
What had the man originally assumed? Number 30.
Adam, do you remember the tools I lent you when you were building those bookshelves last month? I'd like to have them back.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I can't seem to lay my hands on them.
What does Adam imply?
This is the end of Part A. Go on to Part B. Now read along with the directions for Part B in your textbook as they are read to you on the tape.
Part B. Directions. This part of the test consists of extended conversations between two speakers. After each of these conversations, there are a number of questions. You will hear each conversation and question only once, and the questions are not written out. When you have heard the questions, read the 4 answer choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. Don't forget, during actual exams, taking notes or writing in your test book is not permitted. Now let's begin Part B with the first conversation. Questions 31 to 33. Listen to the following conversation.
Good morning, Diana. What did you want to talk to me about?
Good morning, Professor Lane. I wanted to talk to you about changing my major. You see, I've decided that when I graduate in 3 years, I'd like to work in an art museum. I think I should change my major to art history.
You know, Diana, I think you should give this decision some more thought. You've done well in your year as a business major. Besides, all organizations need good managers, whether they're private companies or nonprofit foundations like museums.
I suppose that's true, but wouldn't I still have to know a lot about art?
Why not take a few elective courses in art history and try working a few hours a week as a volunteer at the local art museum? See if you really like working there.
Number 31. What is the probable relationship between these two speakers? Number 32. When does Diana hope to begin working at a museum? Number 33. What does the man advise Diana to do? Questions 34 to 37. Listen to a conversation between two students.
Gloria, hello. You're not looking too happy. What's the matter? Have you been studying too much?
Oh, hi. No, that's not it. The problem is that I was planning to go home over spring break, but my travel agent just told me all the airlines are fully booked that week.
Why not go by car?
It's too long a trip to take by myself, and gasoline is so expensive.
Have you checked the ride board? Maybe you can get a rider to go with you.
The ride board? What's that?
It's a bulletin board that has a map of the United States on it. The map is divided into different regions, and each region has a different number. Say you want to go to New England. That would be box number 1. There are boxes for each number. You can put a white card or a blue card in one of the boxes.
What's the difference between a blue card and a white one?
Blue means you have a car and need riders to share the driving. White means that you're looking for a ride.
So I should go look at the white cards to see if anyone needs a ride to where I'm going, right?
Yeah, and fill out a blue card, too.
So where is this ride board?
It's on the 2nd floor of the Student Union building, right by the campus cinema.
Number 34. Why does Gloria look unhappy? Number 35. According to the man, what do the numbers on the boxes at the ride board indicate? Number 36. What does Gloria hope to obtain through the ride board? Number 37. Where is the ride board?
This is the end of Part B. Go on to Part C. Now read along with the directions for Part C in your textbook as they are read to you on the tape. Part C. Directions. This part of the test consists of several talks, each given by a single speaker. After each of these talks, there are a number of questions. You will hear each talk and question only once, and the questions are not written out. When you have heard each question, read the 4 answer choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. Here is an example. You will hear,
Students, this evening we'll have a chance to observe a phenomenon that we've discussed several times in class. Tonight there will be a lunar eclipse. As we've said, when an eclipse of the moon occurs, the Earth passes between the sun and the moon. Therefore, the shadow of the Earth moves across the surface of the moon and obscures it. Because you won't be looking at the sun, it is not necessary to use the special lenses and filters that you need when observing a solar eclipse. You can observe a lunar eclipse with your unaided eye, or with a telescope, and photograph it with an ordinary camera. So if the weather's not cloudy tonight, go out and take a look at this eclipse of the moon. I'm sure you'll find it interesting.
Now, here is a sample question. You will hear, in what course is this lecture probably being given? You will read A. Philosophy, B. Meteorology, C. Astronomy, D. Photography. The lecture concerns a lunar eclipse, a topic that would typically be discussed in an astronomy class. The choice that best answers the question, in what course is this lecture probably being given, is C. Astronomy. You should fill in C on your answer sheet. Here is another sample question. You will hear, according to the speaker, which of the following occurs during a lunar eclipse? You will read, A. The Earth's shadow moves across the moon. B. Clouds block the view of the moon. C. The moon moves between the Earth and the sun. D. The sun can be observed without special equipment. From the lecture, you learned that a lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth moves between the sun and the moon, and the shadow of the Earth passes across the moon. The choice that best answers the question, according to the speaker, which of the following occurs during a lunar eclipse, is A. The Earth's shadow moves across the moon. Don't forget, during actual exams, taking notes or writing in your test book is not permitted. Now let's begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 38 to 42. Listen to a student telling his friends about an experience he had.
I saw something rather unusual late last Sunday night. My roommate Ron and I were driving back here to the university from my parents' house. They live in a small town about 70 miles from here. We'd stopped so that I could drive. Ron was really tired. When all of a sudden the whole sky was lit up. I thought I was seeing a UFO, a real flying saucer. Ron thought maybe it was an airliner going down, or a satellite coming out of orbit. A fireball shot across the sky. It looked almost like fireworks. Then the light disappeared behind the hills. It wasn't until the next morning, when I was listening to the morning news on the radio, that I found out what had happened. Apparently, I'd seen a large meteorite. The light was caused by the heat of friction as the meteor traveled through the atmosphere. Most meteors burn up in the upper atmosphere, according to the announcer, but large ones can hit the ground. This one was unusual in that pieces of it were recovered. They landed in a parking lot about 20 miles from where we were. My mother told me that when she was young, she read a story in a magazine about a meteorite that crashed through the roof of a house and hit a woman sleeping in her bedroom and broke her leg. Anyway, it was an incredible sight, and I'm glad I was lucky enough to see it.
Number 38. What did the man initially believe he had seen? Number 39. Why had the man stopped the car? Number 40. How did the man learn what he had actually seen? Number 41. What happened to the meteor that the man had seen? Number 42. How did the man feel about what he had seen? Questions 43 to 46. Listen to a talk given by a tour guide.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bus will stop next at the Washington Monument, which honors the first president of the United States. The first stone of the monument was laid in 1848, but because of a variety of problems, work was delayed. So it was not until 1884 that the monument was completed. Imagine that! It took 36 years. And then it was another 4 years before it opened to the public. Now, if you like, you can go to the top of the monument. On the way up, you'll have to take the elevator. You can take the elevator down, too, or you can walk, if you don't mind climbing down 898 steps. The monument is made of marble, except for a tiny aluminum tip. Incidentally, before the tip was put on the monument, it was displayed around the country. Some young people jumped over the tip so that later they could truthfully claim that they'd jumped over the top of the Washington Monument. After visiting the Washington Monument, we'll be walking over to the Lincoln Memorial. Watch your step as you get off the bus, please.
Number 43. Where is this talk probably being given? Number 44. How long did it take to build the Washington Monument? Number 45. According to the speaker, what must those people who go to the top of the Washington Monument do? Number 46. According to the speaker, what did some young people do when the tip of the monument was displayed?
Questions 47 to 50. Listen to the following lecture.
Good day, class. Today we're going to continue our discussion of American music with a look at the songs of the frontier period. Nearly everyone who went west, the mountaineers, the miners, the river raftsmen, the railroad workers, had songs to accompany their work. And after work, the men and women of the frontier sang and danced to fiddle tunes or country dances. Some of these songs were new versions of old songs from Europe, while some were completely new. Some of the most popular of these songs were later used as theme songs for political campaigns. Now, we're going to listen to a few of these songs performed much as they were almost 2 centuries ago. As you listen to the recordings, notice the difference between these lively songs and the slower, more genteel music of the Eastern choral societies that we listened to in our last class.
Number 47. In what course is this lecture probably given? Number 48. What can be inferred about the songs of the frontier? Number 49. According to the speaker, How do these songs compare with the songs of Eastern choral societies? Number 50. What will the people who are listening to this lecture probably do next? This is the end of the sample listening comprehension test.
Okay, everyone. Well, that was a long time, right? I know, and I understand the test is like that. So what you think? You want to write something in the chat? How was the experience of the test? Was it easy? Was it difficult? And so what are your impressions about the test, about this test? It was a good practice. Good. I enjoyed it. That's nice. Yeah, I know it's very long, Arlie. I know it was very long, but that's the way the test is. The test is long. I mean, originally, and remember that you need to take the test, right? So that's why I'm gonna try to help you as much as possible for getting a good grade for for this test. Okay, so we're going to stop right now. I'm gonna upload the link to this video conference to YouTube, and I'm going to put the link of the YouTube recording there, so you can see also you can see, I mean, the class, I mean, what we developed over here, and specifically the test. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording right now because it may be a little bit long.